That's just normal, this fire?
They're doing some burning.
Right, but it's not like coming this way, or it sounds very close.
It sounds normal.
Srila Guru Maharaj once wrote an article called The Pontifical Position of Madhavendra Puri, explaining his importance in the Sampradaya. It's like the Pope is called the Pontiff. So many popes, this one, that one, another one, another one. So he's making a comparison to the line, to the four lines, Brahma, Rudra, Lakshmi, what else? Kumar. It's different sampradayas and how they divine revelations descending into this plane. But this particular line is sometimes expressed as the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So he explains how it goes from Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyas, Vyas to Madhva, and then some Madhva line until Madhavendra Puri. And we know, Srila Guru Maharaj will say, invoke this aphorism, as connotation increases, denotation decreases. So, for example, if you say, we're discussing Bhagavad Gita, then Vaishnavas accept Bhagavad Gita, Mayavadins accept Bhagavad Gita, Shaktas, people all over the world, in the Western world, they profess some appreciation for Bhagavad Gita. It's very broad, say, Bhagavad Gita, those who appreciate it. But if we increase the connotation and say, well, Bhagavad Gita rightfully should be interpreted in the line of Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? It must be congruous with Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Mayavadins will not accept that, so many others will contend otherwise. But all the Vaishnavas will. The Sri Vaishnavas, the Madhva school, the Tattvavadis, and Gaudiyas. But if we increase the connotation more and say, and the Bhagavatam should be understood in the light, the darshan, Gaudiya darshan of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Rupa Nuga line, and Jiva Nuga. Then there'll be some separation that necessarily takes place from Madhva school and Gaudiya. So although they have some understanding about Krishna Lila, Radharani, Brajagopis, even we can say Madhura Rasa, but their target deity is the Bal Gopal. So Guru Maharaj points out that means up to Vatsalya Rasa. And, or Vishnu Bhakti. So there's necessitates a bridge between the Madhva Sampradaya and Mahaprabhu's Gaudiyas. So here another meaning, pontiff, the bridge. Madhavendra Puri is the bridge between the Madhva Sampradaya and the Gaudiya Sampradaya. And in a substantial way. So we're told the Prem Ankur, the seed of Krishna Prem, really, and this Madhura Rasa, first sprouts in Madhavendra Puri. So, Chaitanya Charitamritam is distinguished from the Chaitanya Bhagavat because of the emphasis on this particular point, Madhura Rasa. In the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamritam, Kaviraj Goswami is quoting Rupa Goswami, Anarpita charim chirat kornavatirna kalo samar payatam unatojvala ujvala rasam svabhakti sriyam. Ujvala rasa. He's saying this has not been given previously. What no avatar has given before. You can take it in that way. And also the free distribution, as we can say, when Krishna appeared, there are so many Raga Marga associates of the Lord. But the Madhurja pastimes, but the Odarja is distributing this Krishna Prem to others. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami concludes the Madhya Lila saying, Krishna Lilamrita Sar Tar Shata Shata Dar Das Dike Mahajaha Hoite Se Chaitanya Lila Hoy Sarovara Akshoy Manasa Charaha Tahate. It says Krishna Lila is Amrita Sar. It's the creme de la creme of nectarine substances. But as Guru Maharaj points out, it is reserved for the highest section of liberated souls. What is Chaitanya Lila? The magnanimous distribution of that exclusive substance, Krishna Prem. What did it say? In the Charitamritam, Hladini Sar Prem, Prem Sar Bhav, Bhaver, the essence of Hladini Shakti is Prem, the essence of Prem, Bhav, the essence of Bhav, to the highest degree, Mahabhav. That means necessarily Mahabhav Swarupini Radha Thakurani. There's no more higher concept and presence of Krishna consciousness. Just to make a point, sometimes I've mentioned, just to get people's attention, Krishna is not Krishna conscious. Right? He's Govindam Adi Purusha, his supreme enjoyer. Krishna consciousness proper is not about taking yourself to be a subject trying to enjoy objects. Right? But rather, super subjective world, Krishna is the subject, we are the objects meant for his pleasure. So Krishna, when he wants to experience devotion or Krishna consciousness, he has to take the position of a devotee, bhakta bhav, And the highest manifestation of Bhakta Bhav, Radha Bhav. Radha Bhava Duti Subolita, Nomi Krishna Swarupam. Rupa Goswami says, Kaviraj Goswami goes, Aparam Kasyapi Prani Jan Vidasya Kutuki. Out of all of the lovers of Krishna, the beloveds of Krishna, one stands supreme to the degree that she cancels all the others. And in interacting with her, this has awakened the curiosity within Krishna to experience what she experiences. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Eva. The sort of the Krishna consciousness that she alone possesses. And Madhavendra Puri is connected to that. Not some generic representation of Krishna consciousness, but to this Mahabhav of Srimati Radharani. So when the Chaitanya Charitamritam, Kaviraj Goswami repeatedly praising Vrindavan Das Thakur and the Chaitanya Bhagavat, almost apologizing for what he's producing. He's saying where Vrindavan Das has not described something in great detail, there, with his blessings and praying not to commit any offense, I may draw the reader's attentions to a particular point. So the Adi Leela pastimes of Mahaprabhu, which means from his birth till 24 years of age, until he takes sannyas, they're described in detail in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. But then with the sannyas, Chaitanya Charitamritam, the Shesh Leela, final pastimes of Mahaprabhu, divided in two divisions, Madhya Leela, Antya Leela. Madhya Leela, the 6 years of sannyas and those 6 years, and then the 18 in the Antya Leela, with particular emphasis on the last 12 years, where behind closed doors with Srup Damodar and Ramananda Roy, Mahaprabhu is relishing the Jagannath Balavanatak of Ramananda, the Gita Govinda of Jayadev, songs of Vidyapati and Chandidas. What did I leave out? Krishna Karnamritam, Krishna Nectar for the Ear, by Bilvamangal Thakur. So, the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamritam begins with the sannyas of Mahaprabhu. And as he, in his divine madness, he, Kahan Krishna, Prananat Murali Badan, Kahan Karun, Kahan Pan, Brajendra Nandan. He goes madly searching for Sri Krishna. In his journey to Puri, brings him to the town of Remuna, where the deity Kirchor Gopinath resides and is surrounded by his servitors. And he is we're told he's telling the story of Kirchor Gopinath as heard by his Gurudev, Ishwara Puri. That's always the transcendental system. What the disciples heard from Guru, they're reproducing that. So even in this case, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there's a specific point to his relating this particular pastime. So it's not random. that Mahaprabhu happens to stop at this place on his way to Puri, and isn't it interesting? But it's like critically placed, because it will conclude with this sloka that is from Srimati Radharani, appearing through Madhavendra Puri, relished by Mahaprabhu, and is the central point of his pastimes and his descent into this world. Jari gorna hoita tabiki hoita kemaridaritam dehe radhar mahima prema rasasimo jagata janata ke. He's actually descended in this world to, we're saying, distribute Krishna consciousness. That's the wealth of Radharani. That's not Krishna's position. That's her position. Her type of consciousness is Krishna consciousness. So Guru Maharaj writes in the beginning of Prapanna Jivanamritam, Guru Rupa Harim Gauram Radha Ruchi Ruchavritam Nityam Nomi Navadipe Nama Kirtana Nartanai. The Guru Rupa of Hari, the Guru form of Krishna. When Krishna becomes Guru, Guru Rupa Harim Gauram is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundar. Nityam Nijar Namabi. As Prabodhananda says, Guru Maharaj says. What is he doing? He's taking his own name, relishing the taste of his own name, and the outcome is ecstatic movement, otherwise known as dance. Movement enhanced with beauty, ecstatic movement enhanced beauty, dance. So Mahaprabhu, he's singing the glories of Madhavendra Puri, because having done that, he will submit to Nityananda Prabhu his approval, appreciation of the type of unique devotion possessed by Madhavendra Puri. The bhakti kalpataru, right? And the ankur of that, the seed. So Mahaprabhu, he mentions that Madhavendra Puri, in the madness of Krishna Prem, would visit different holy places, and his habit was not to beg like a what's it called? Marukari. Rather, if he would wait, if someone offered him something, then he would take it. If they didn't offer anything, he's fasting. Right? But happy. It's not disturbing to him, really, one way or the other. That points to the level of absorption. Right? Like the Goswamis, Samkhya Purvaka Namagana Natibe Kala Vikani Nidrahara Vihara Kaji Vijitu Chatyantu Dino Cheo Radha Krishna Guna Smriter Madhuriman Nataigo Bande Rupa. Same thing. They're so absorbed in Gopi Bhav and the pastimes of Radha and Krishna that they're barely sleeping, eating any of these things. So Madhavendra Puri, interestingly, he goes to, he's at Govinda Kunda in Govardhan. And he's very happy to be there, remembering the pastimes of Krishna, the Govardhan Leela. And this is also, it's very significant. Remember, Saraswati Thakur was saying, this is our line, expressed by the Prayojan Tattvacharya Das Goswami, Nija Nikata Nivasha Dehi Govardhanatvam. Govardhan, he's praying to be near, to get shelter in Govardhan. And Gupta Govardhan. And so there, the night comes, he hasn't taken anything, and a Gopa Balak, cowherd boy from that area, comes and gives him one pot of milk. Says, why don't you take anything? He's like, well, this is what I do. I just, if I get something, no, otherwise fast. And the boy, that cowherd boy, is saying, no one in my village, there are no upavasis here. So some ladies, they saw you, and then they gave, and they say you didn't take anything. Oh, they gave this to bring you, but he said, anyway, I have to go soon to milk cows. But I'll be back. And Madhavendra Puri, it's mentioned that he's charmed by the beauty of this Gopa Balak. Anyway, then he goes to sleep, and the same Gopa Balak, who turns out to be Gopal, Krishna, appears to him in a dream and says, I've been in this forest nearby for, ages. Please take me out. Get some of the village people. So Madhavendra Puri, he awakens and realizes that Gopa Balak from the nearby town who brought him the milk, it was the same Krishna. He has mixed ecstatic feelings. But he approaches the village elders, and these are all, simple-hearted people. Sharal, Vaishnava, they're so pure and wonderful. They're all following him into the jungle with their chaku,
Weed whackers.
All right. Or something a little stronger, machete, same thing. And they find, Gopals, they're covered in dirt and mud, and so they bring him, and it's interesting too, it's perplexing that they do install him atop Govardhan Hill. It's later where Mahaprabhu and the others, they will not ascend Govardhan Hill. That's not done anymore. But sometimes you can see from the street level, like where there was a little temple or something, but no one goes there anymore. But at the time they did. So they take Gopal, they're carrying him, and all these big, strong men, and they put one slab for the Shingasan, and then one behind, and put Gopal there. They have big Abhishek, Panchagavya, and Panchamritam, all these different substances, and Gopal becomes shiny and radiant and beautiful, and they begin the Anakut festival of offering mounds of prasadam to Gopal as Govardhana Dari, the lifter of Govardhan Hill. He's in that position. Because that Gopal later, we see in the past time, when Mahaprabhu comes already, they're having to sometimes hide the deity. So the sons of Vallabhacharya end up taking the Gopal deity to Natadwar. And he is there to this day, famous as Srinathji. But that's Madhavendra Puri's Gopal, who is also one of the deity of Krishna's grandson. So, anyway, everyone's very happy. Madhavendra Puri brings some Brahmins from Bengal. They're doing the worship for 2 years. Every local village, they have a day where they offer massive prasadam to Gopal. There's great distribution going on. Everyone's very happy. This goes on for around 2 years. And then Gopal appears in a dream to Madhavendra Puri and says, somehow my body temperature is still very hot after being, thousands of years in that jungle. And so I need you to get some chandan and karpur, camphor. And it means he needs to collect around almost 40 kilos of chandan, actually. And Madhavendra Puri, he's old, and he'll have to go all the way to Puri. Very happily he's going. And there's also some, political situation at the time that makes traveling difficult. But he's happy for that. We hear in the song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur that for a genuine devotee, whatever inconvenience, apparent inconvenience, or trouble that might come from any particular service is a source of joy to him. Even in English, I'm probably in other languages too, they have the expression, a labor of love. That there's a particular type of labor when it's based on love and affection, then it's not considered troublesome or making one rather it's a source of joy. So Madhavendra Puri is happily going, walking to Puri to collect that chandan and camphor. And that brings him to Remuna, and at the time the deity Gopinath. And like devotees do to this day, they go to different places, temples, and each temple has generally some unique prasadam for that deity, some particular sweet they make that's not made anywhere else, or some other type of prasadam. And it's a very wonderful thing. So he's there and they offer some kheer, this cooked down condensed milk to the deity. They're calling Amrita Keli. And he is asking all the different ways that they serve the deity. And he's thinking that we can improve the seva of Gopal. We can learn something from them. And of particular interest is this kheer. But then to show the devotional mentality, self-analysis, atma samiksha, not being overly confident in one's own judgment of oneself, this exalted, most exalted devotees thinking that there's some offense on his part to think like that. I was told the mind, Emana durmati sangsara vitori, the mind gets us into the mundane predicament. So he's thinking, on the plea of serving Gopal, I am anticipating enjoying this. He just goes into seclusion. He's unhappy with himself. He thinks that he's not have the proper devotional mood. So he needs some internal correction. He's thinking like, Madhavendra Puri is thinking like that. How shall we think about what we do and our position? And anyway, he's not taking anything now. And that evening, the sevak, servitor of Gopinath appears to him and says that I hid one of the kheer pots inside my dhoti, and it's for this Madhava Puri. And the pujari bathes, cleanses, goes and just lifts the cloth so the deity sees the pot of kheer. And the deity told, find the sannyasi Madhava Puri and give that to him, great devotee of mine. And the pujari, he was running out in the night, is there a sannyasi Madhava Puri? Finally, he identifies himself and he said, here, this is kheer, stolen by Gopinath for you. So Krishna is very happy when he becomes known in relation to his devotee. It's a peculiar aspect of Krishna consciousness. Like for Mahaprabhu, we say, Sachi Sutta or Sachi Shuno, the son of Mother Sachi. Gurudev liked it in the Garga Sangita that Vyas and one pranam sloka was called the son of the fisher girl. He said that gives you a hint that what's coming here is intimate and affectionate. So before he's Gopinath, and we can say, oh, there are so many Gopinaths. What's the specialty of this? Oh, this one? It's Kirchor Gopinath, the kheer thief, that Gopinath. Right. Oh, he's stealing, kheer for himself? No, not like that. Here, he stole the kheer for his devotee. Right. So this is showing some extraordinary position of Madhavendra Puri, and he relishes that kheer. We're told after eating all of it, he breaks the pot and keeps it in a cloth, and every day he's taking like one piece of the pot and chewing on that and relishing that, like as its kheer. He eats the pot. But he also realizes in that particular that night that the pujari is going to tell everybody about this. And what is the three enemies of the devotee? Kana, Kamini, Pratishta. And of the three, which is the worst? Pratishta. Name and fame, self-assertion, self-aggrandizement. So this is, man, ego, abhiman. The neophyte poser wants to behave in such a way as to give everyone the impression that they have devotion to Krishna, that they're a devotee. And Ramananda Sambad, Ramananda, being played by Mahaprabhu, says there's no greater fame than having the reputation that you have devotion. Because we're not talking about the name and fame of the mundane world, which is meaningless. It will be gone when everything here is gone. No one will remember that. We've already forgotten so many. The Ozymandiases of the world. So it can't be that. But the fame that one has devotion, that's, Ebe, Jash, Gushuk, Tribhuvan, that sort of fame spreads throughout the three worlds. And not just here, but like Vaikuntha Goloka. That's why it must be real. Why would one crave that sort of reputation? The genuine devotees are the opposite of that, as exemplified by Mahaprabhu, who again, like Madhavendra Puri, is expressing sentiments that come from the heart of Srimati Radharani. Na prema gandhasti darapi mehoro krandami sobhagya baram prakashitam. And I don't have a scent of the fragrance of Krishna Prem, what to speak of a drop. They're taking that position. Kaviraj Goswami, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, all the great devotees. Thematically, this is the sort of thing that comes out of their hearts naturally. They're never trying to draw attention to their devotion, but rather see themselves as being devoid of any genuine devotion. And in this case, Madhavendra Puri runs out of town in the dead of night to escape this. That's an example that he's showing as well. A genuine devotee is running away from this, knowing how it's the opposite of devotion. They're concealing their position. Another one of his disciples, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he's concealing his position, so much so to make people think that he's a Bishai, a materialist. Banshidas Babaji Maharaj, he's concealing his position, even doing things that appear contrary to spiritual culture to dissuade curiosity seekers. All the genuine devotees are like that. They're trying to conceal their position. And as Guru Maharaj would say from an analytical point of view, Sabai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir hoksaje ahoy tukiya pratyata yayatma supersidati. Ahoy tukiya prati. It's causeless and irresistible, this word. Irresistible. So knowing that and being suspicious of themselves, their first line of defense is to resist ecstatic expression, ecstatic emotion, to resist that, knowing that the real thing is irresistible. We hear sometimes Madhavendra Puri, he is dancing madly, laughing, crying, fainting. Anyway, he runs from Raimuna to Puri, but this sort of fame amongst the devotees, it spread rapidly, put him in an awkward position. But all the devotees there, he tells them the dream, that second dream of Gopal, and everyone's happy. They're volunteering to get that chandan, get the camphor, and help him in any way. And also, get, what do you call it? The documents, shipping documents. It's amazing. Even then, you had to have some papers, like with some stamps on it to show, because, for various reasons, but these things are considered very valuable, and this is interesting as well. It's meant for Jagannath. They don't give Jagannath's Bhog is not used for any other purpose. When Srila Abhadut Maharaj and I were there in Puri last time, and there's some connection with this deity, Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan. Then they're residing over this area of the Saptarshis, the 7 rishis, and it's like a Navadip Dham Mahatmyam type pastime. And interestingly, this deity from the Jagannath temple, they bring not prasad, but they bring some of Jagannath's bhog every day for this deity. So it's a very special thing. So that they would sign off and release some of Jagannath's sandalwood and camphor for Gopal. It means they can appreciate the genuine devotional position of Madhavendra Puri. So he's taking that, and maybe some men are helping. It's 40 kilos of sandalwood. And what does it say? Like 8 ounces of camphor. So he's going along happily again. He doesn't consider this a burden, a botheration. He's ecstatic about it, doing this seva. And actually, it's mentioned the word pariksha, which means test. He's being tested by Krishna. But why? For us, for all the people who will benefit by acknowledging and celebrating the devotional position of Madhavendra Puri, to shine that spotlight of pure devotion upon him. That's why. So when he reaches Remuna on the way back, a third time Gopal appears to him in a dream and says, actually, Gopinath and I, same. Right? So you can give all the sandalwood, stay there, and every day just cover Gopinath with the sandalwood and the camphor, and I'll get relief. Right? So he does that. And so when Mahaprabhu is visiting there and he's telling Nityananda Prabhu, so what do you think of Madhavendra Puri? He's saying how unique his position is. And so think of it, this sandalwood, Madhavendra told, this rubbing of the sandalwood, then what does Kaviraj Goswami say? Then Mahaprabhu began to chant one verse that's like, just like the rubbing of the sandalwood, as more and more the fragrance, the essence come out, by continually reflecting upon, meditating on, considering the meaning and confidential meaning, hidden meaning of this sloka. Saying this sloka illuminates everything because it comes from the heart of Srimati Radharani. Bhargo Bai Vrishabhanu Jatma Bhivavai Karadhana Sri Puram. Her heart is illuminating the whole spiritual world, revealing the Seva world. And what is the critical point of Mahaprabhu's pastimes? He says, and what does he say? This is the supreme sloka of Rasa Kavya, of Rasa poetry. And he mentions that it comes from Srimati Radharani, appeared from the mouth of Madhavendra Puri as he was leaving this world on his disappearance bed, the Bandhi Garbha, and Mahaprabhu appreciates that. Not a fourth man can be found. And it's mentioned elsewhere when it appears that at the time of his passing, he is quoting this verse, Ai Dina Dayadranatha, He Maturanatha Kadava Lakshase. hridayam tvad aloka kartaram dvaita brahmyati kim karomyaham. It is deceptively simple in expression, but it is about Krishna viraha, not much being about separation from Krishna. And how shall Srimati Radharani stand in separation from Krishna? And after Krishna has gone to Mathura and taking herself as Deen, i.e. Dina, Dayadranata, and Krishna being merciful to those in destitute position. So when Madhavendra Puri is giving vent to these sort of feelings, the time of his passing the world, Ishvara Puri is with his own hand cleansing Madhavendra Puri and taking care of all of his bodily necessities, these divine things he was expressing. That's one disciple. He goes on to become Mahaprabhu's guru in this context, who told him of this Kirchor Gopinath story. But another disciple, this Ramachandra Puri, he's thinking, he's in divine lamentation, right? Divine madness. The type, what is in the heart of Radharani and the depth of separation is manifesting from the heart of Madhavendra Puri, and this disciple of his is saying, why are you lamenting? Right? Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na sochati na kankshati. One who's on the Brahma spiritual platform is not cry like this. So it shows, even in these most exalted pastimes, there's two sides. One side, he's serving Pujala Ragapat Gaurava Bange Matala Sarujana Vishayarange. He's serving, he's focused on the least aspect of service to the higher plane. The other, Purna Brahma. We're so big, you're so big, so hum. Tattvamasi. Remember how great you are. Just like the secular humanist. It's ugly. Madhavendra Puri says, get out of here. If I leave looking at your face, I'll be in some kind of a hellish condition. Get away from me. Why are these kind of things there in the pastime? We would think from just a story point of view, it would be sweeter some other way. Not so. We would miss the point or the caution. Anyway, and Mahaprabhu, when he would give vent to this sloka, we're told he could only say Ai Dina. He would become so ecstatic, he would fall to the ground in ecstasy, faint, sometimes roll on the ground, all different types of ecstatic symptoms, waves of ecstasy, colliding with one another in his divine form, sometimes laughing madly, wildly, but he couldn't even voice the whole sloka. He was so influenced by that. So that that this pastime is introduced at this point in the Madhya Lila is very perfect to set the stage for what is the basis of all the pastimes of Mahaprabhu and the reason of his descent. That's Krishna Viraha, feeling separation from Krishna. As Srila Gurudev would remind us, what was Mahaprabhu's tasting matter? What sort of things, what is he doing? Right? Rupa Goswami, Pidabir Navakalakuta Katuta Garvasya Nirvasano Nishandena Sudhan Madhurima Hunkara Sankochana Prema Sundari Nanda Nandana Paro. Simultaneously suffering the effects of snake venom, of being bitten by a snake and poisoned, while being bathed in a wonderful shower of nectar. These extreme contrast, the extremes of contrast. And grace under pressure, the heart under pressure of separation, then it produces this inconceivably wonderful substance. That's what caught the attention of Mahaprabhu, of Krishna, to descend as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and take the position of Srimati Radharani. Radha Bhavaduti Subolita Nomi Krishna Sarupam. And Madhavendra Puri, a few places, some slokas are given. In Guru Maharaj's article, there's some attribution of the slokas of Raghupati Upadhyay to, in connection with Madhavendra Puri. And Guru Maharaj liked to quote this one line from the Charitamritam, where the Sonoria Brahman and Mahaprabhu meet. The line is, Madhavendra Puri Sambandha Darajani. By examining one another, they can understand that there must be a connection of Madhavendra Puri. Just like in this world, if we hear someone express some particular things, we can understand, oh, they're from this group or this tradition or that. There are certain, what's the word? Undeniable, and there's another word, ways of recognizing what someone is connected with. Mahaprabhu recognizes in this generally considered lower class Brahmin that he must have had some connection. When the Brahmin asked Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu said, Ishvara Puri is my spiritual master and he's a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And that Brahmin said, yeah, in my case, he came and stayed at my house and initiated me. And I got a touch of this divine substance. And Mahaprabhu says, then I'm taking a lunch at your house. And there's some slokas. Gurudev wrote it with this Kamadinam Katita Palita Durnidesha slok. Gurudev wrote an article on it once when he was much younger. That's attributed to Madhavendra Puri. This other one, Mugdam Mam Nigadantu Niti Nipuna, what is it, Vaidika sloka that ends in Govinda Padaspriham. They're saying, let everyone criticize me, say I've lost my mind, gone crazy, I'm not following the Vedas, this, that. Throw in, add to all of that what I've devoted my life to, I haven't achieved. But I'm not going to budge an inch from my resolve to an aspiration for the lotus feet of Govinda. It's a very beautiful sloka, very fervent. But another one that begins Sandhya, Vandana, Bhadramastu. Srila Gurudev, he was quoting this many times in his final days, and even had it printed out and put on his wall next to his Nitai Bari Nityananda Prabhu poster. I think that was this sloka of Madhavendra Puri, which says, and I'm just paraphrasing, he's saying, forgive me for, I'm not doing the Sandhya Vandana. Like we say, Dhyayam Stuvam Stasya Yasastri Sandhyam. At the three junctures, you should chant your mantra or do some kind of vandana, prayer offering. Saying, I am unable to do that now. And it has a little bit, when Gurudev said, it had a little bit of his humor in it as well, because even in his final days, somehow he maintained this. So he's saying, I can't do all these things that you should normally do. So, because Jai Shri, Ranadi, she wanted to know what this means, and Maharaj had that like sheepish grin and told her that I could tell her. And I said, later. But because it was with Gurudev's humor, he's saying, when he could no longer take care, and he said, I can't do all these things anymore, so forgive me for not doing my sandhya, my vadana, offer, doing all those things. But the part he didn't want to explain is, as the sloka goes on, what Madhavendra Puri is saying is, and I'm paraphrasing, saying, what you could hope to gain by all of these things, I've got that. That's why I don't need to do it anymore. But Gurudev was playing like, oh, now that my condition is like this, please forgive me for neglecting all these things. But the last part is, he's saying, because now I've got Govinda, Krishna, Kankshari, there's no need to do these things anymore. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Madhavendra Puri Tiro Bhav Mahamahotsav Titi Ki Jai Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama Ki Jai Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Namo